I love the diversity here.
I knew that it was definitely someplace I would want to be.
Everything can be a subject for women's studies.
Within the institution, one is encouraged to challenge the institution.
My sense of women's studies in the United States is that it was originally generated through people that were involved in literature studies and that kind of humanities focus. And it's since I think the center of gravity has almost shifted to more of a social science perspective. Mm-hmm. You'll see the focus in women's studies more and more go into more global type focus, often social science focus, anthropology, sociology, based on ethnography and fieldwork, those kinds of disciplines and approaches.
And to just look at the incarceration rates, I said in 1970 there were 5,600 incarcerated women in the U.S., and by June of 2001 it was 161,000 U.S. women, and that's an increase of 2,800%. So yeah, like just like I had to keep looking like, is that a misprint?
It's like you have people from all different disciplines coming together in classes and having these very intense, engaged discussions where you may walk away with a fundamentally different understanding of the world from an hour and 45-minute class. And that would happen consistently week after week after week.
Just like she's talking about here that, women shouldn't have to decide between fighting racism and fighting sexism, that the laws around veiling and deveiling have really had very little to do with women's rights. I mean, whether you think bombing Afghanistan was good or bad, do we believe that we bombed Afghanistan so that women didn't have to wear the burqa? Right.
I want to, number one, be where things are very, very new, very, very current, very exciting and cutting edge. Women's Studies is one of the places where you can find that kind of course and find really exciting, interesting people who talk about new ideas.
Well, it's interesting to think in terms of what you said about that prohibition was supposed to be only for certain people, to think about the influence of the eugenics movement at that time, because there was this idea that eugenics was going to preserve the best of society and to only allow those people to marry and have children, and people who were of various minority racial groups such as Black people, Native Americans were targeted, but also you may not know that people, drunks, the mentally insane, people that they considered retarded were also targeted.
I know that not just women's studies programs, but all kinds of programs across the country, of course, are increasingly focused on this phenomenon that we're calling globalization. But one thing that I really value about our program is the way in which it's not just another pocket or another track. It's really infused through all of our curriculum and all of our classes.
Something Georgia State doesn't highlight well enough is that it is the 17th most diverse campus in the United States. And I think what that means for our women's studies, both our classes and our major, is that we have a lot of really different kinds of people.
My name is Hope Smith, and I'm a sophomore women's studies major. And I think that the thing that interested me most about women's studies is obviously the variety of classes that I get to take. I think I'm most interested in the sexuality portion of women's studies.
My name is Ryan Agard. I'm a sophomore. My major is film studies, and what interested me in women's studies is women, of course, and to learn how they think and how they think us as men think.
My name is Sharon McGather. I am a religious studies major, women's studies minor, and I'm a senior. And I like women's studies because it provides a forum in which people can think critically about our culture, about how women are treated, and about how people in general are treated. I can bring up issues about disability, things that are important to me. And I think that it's just more of like a family environment more than anything, and that's what I really enjoy.
Some of our students are incredibly professionally motivated in that they want to go on to careers in law or on to graduate school. And other students are much more sort of activist and community motivated, so that they're interested in working for nonprofits, just flat out activist work, or a couple of our students have even started nonprofits.
I think it's an exciting place. It's a fun place. Students here seem to have a lot of fun and seem to be very engaged and involved in what they're doing. Women's studies students are never, I've never seen an apathetic women's studies major or minor.
The one that I'm most involved in is our graduate student organization, which is called SPEAK, Students Promoting Engagement Through Activism and Knowledge. And so I'm actually co-president for next year coming up, and we're doing a lot of great things for the U.S. Social Forum coming up. We're actually doing a runway for peace.
It's there's no way that a student can be isolated or think only in their own world. They have to be connected with the global world, with the rest of the world, with people of many different backgrounds, ethnicities, and come from many different places and countries. And so I think Atlanta is a very good fit for us, a very good place for a Women's Studies Institute.
We're small in number, and we pretty much have the same classes or take the same courses, and so in that aspect, we're really close.
I like the idea that we're encouraged to step outside these walls and to really apply what we're learning. So it's not just theory, it's not just sitting in the classroom and discussing and debating, but actually putting that theory and that learning into practice, to taking it out into the real world, I suppose.
A very good fit for us, a very good place for a Women's Studies Institute, and I hope we're contributing to both Georgia State University's global focus and to the larger Atlanta community.
Hi, I'm Julie Cabala. I'm a lecturer in Women's Studies, and this is Introduction to Women's Studies.
There's so much activity around all of that here, right? It's so naughty. I kept using that in my class last semester, and they kept thinking I was saying NAU.
No, right, I got you. Let me think of some of the things.
That is like the target. That is what you want school to be, is engaging.
Yeah, I definitely have had, I think, a pretty good experience at GSU.